Another important disaccharide is known as lactose, and lactose is a disaccharide that is found in milk that is produced by mammals. So we find it in cow's milk, goat's milk, breast milk. And intolerance to lactose occurs when people do not produce the enzyme lactase. And what lactase does is it clips the bond, the glycosidic bond, between the two monosaccharides that form lactose. So the two monosaccharides that form lactose are beta-galactose and glucose. So it is the anomeric carbon on the galactose that bonds with the hydroxyl from the C4 on glucose. This is a beta glycosidic bond because we see that the oxygen bonded to the anomeric carbon on galactose is above the plane. It's on the same side as C6 of galactose. So it is beta, and it's 1,4. The anomeric carbon in galactose is 1, and it bonds to the hydroxyl from the 4 on glucose. So lactase is able to clip this bond to break it apart in the two monosaccharides. So glucose is what we can utilize. We actually are not able to digest galactose, but we have an enzyme that will change galactose to glucose because galactose is actually an epimer of glucose. There's only one chiral center that distinguishes galactose from glucose. So when lactase is not produced, the lactose has to be digested by intestinal bacteria, and then often gas is formed, and that can cause cramping and diarrhea, and it's very uncomfortable. So an important thing to know about lactose is that it is a reducing sugar, which means it can be oxidized, which means it has a free anomeric carbon. So if we look at the glucose unit in lactose, there is what we call this free anomeric carbon. Our anomeric carbon, the carbon that's bonded to two oxygens, is not tied up in a glycosidic bond, so this can be oxidized, which means that lactose is a reducing sugar.